I never thought one night could change everything I believed about love, trust, and the life I thought I was building. But it did. And I still don't know if I'll ever be able to look at the world the same way again. It started out as an ordinary Saturday evening. My best friend had invited me to a small gathering at her apartment. Nothing fancy, just music, food, a few familiar faces. I wasn't planning to stay long, but I thought, why not? A night away from my own thoughts might be exactly what I needed. When I walked in, I saw him. Ethan. The man I'd been dating for almost a year. I wasn't surprised. He knew my best friend too, but something about his presence that night unsettled me. He hadn't mentioned he was coming. He hadn't even texted me back earlier that day. Still, I pushed the thought aside. I wanted to believe the best. For the first hour, everything felt normal. We laughed, we shared stories, we clinked glasses. But then, little details started to creep into my awareness. Ethan's phone lighting up constantly, and the way he tilted it away when I leaned closer. The way he slipped out onto the balcony when he thought no one was watching. And then, the moment that shattered me. I went to the kitchen for a drink, and through the half-open door, I saw him. Ethan. Standing far too close to another woman. Not just close. His hand rested on her arm, his face bent toward hers in that intimate way I knew too well. Time froze. I wanted to scream, to rush in, to demand an explanation. But I didn't. Instead, I stood there, rooted to the floor, watching the life I thought I had unravel in front of me. When he finally returned to the group, his smile was too wide, too forced. And I realized something chilling. He didn't even look guilty. I stayed silent the rest of the night, my laughter hollow, my heart pounding. I don't remember how I got home. I only remember the emptiness. The heavy silence of my apartment walls. And the single thought that echoed over and over, what else have I been blind to? Over the next few days, I tried to convince myself it was nothing. Maybe I'd misread it. Maybe the shadows played tricks. But deep down I knew. My intuition screamed the truth my heart didn't want to accept. So I did something I never imagined I'd do. I followed him. Not in a dramatic, movie-like way. Just quietly, carefully. I noticed the nights he stayed late at work. The places he said he was going but never did. And then proof. The cafe on 7th Street. Him, sitting across from the same woman, his hand brushing hers. The image seared itself into me. When I confronted him, he denied it. Said I was paranoid, that I didn't trust him enough, that I was creating stories in my head. Gaslighting me with every word. But the more he talked, the clearer it became. He wasn't just lying to me. He was rewriting reality, trying to make me question my own eyes. And for a while, it worked. But then came the night. The night I saw what I was never meant to see. He left his phone on my couch when he went to take a shower. I didn't plan to look. I told myself I wouldn't. But something inside me, maybe the part of me that still wanted to believe I wasn't crazy, reached for it. The messages were all there. Hidden in plain sight. Months of them. Words that once belonged to me, sweet, tender, intimate, now given to someone else. Promises he had whispered to me, repeated to her. And in that moment, everything clicked. The late nights. The sudden distance. The way he looked at me but never truly saw me. My world cracked open. But here's the part one didn't expect. I didn't cry. Not then. Not in that moment. Instead, I felt free. Because the truth, no matter how painful, is always better than a beautiful lie. I ended things that night. Packed his things into a box and left them by the door. He begged, he swore it was meaningless, he promised change. But promises mean nothing when they've already been broken. In the days that followed, the pain came in waves. Some mornings, I couldn't breathe. Some nights, I wanted to call him, to rewind to before everything shattered. But each time I reached for the phone, I remembered the messages. The balcony. The cafe. The lies. And slowly, I realized something deeper. It wasn't just about him. It was about me. About the way I had ignored my intuition, silenced my own voice, and chosen to believe in someone else's version of the truth instead of my own. That night, The night I saw what I wasn't meant to see, destroyed the illusion I had been living in. But it also gave me something unexpected. Clarity. And maybe that's the real story. Not of betrayal, not of heartbreak, but of awakening. I'm still healing. Some wounds take longer than others. But I know now that my worth isn't tied to someone else's loyalty. That love built on lies isn't love at all. And maybe one day, I'll look back at Ethan not with anger, but with gratitude. Because sometimes, the people who break us are the same people who set us free.